Sky from Organize with Style, and today I'm going to be making a two-tone burlap wreath for my front door, and this is basically going to be used in late summer and early fall time. I got this wreath frame at Hobby Lobby and it was $2.99. It wasn't on sale, but I was able to use a 40% off coupon on that, so it was just over $1. Both of these were on sale. These were in the fall and floral section, and they were $7.99 brought down to about half, and $9.99 brought down to about half. So all of those supplies were under $20. And then I stopped by Michael's today and I got this black Fleur de Lis. It was already pre-painted, and this was $2.99. So all of my supplies for this were definitely under $25, and I'm looking forward to hopefully having a cute wreath for my front door. So this is the burlap that has the finished edges, and I opted to get this just because it's a little bit easier to work with, but you could definitely probably still use the kind that you just cut off. And I'm going to be using this on the outer and inner parts, and then I'm going to be weaving the chevron one on the inside. So hopefully it creates kind of a two-tone look with the chevron on the inside surrounded by the burlap on the outside. I just cut a piece of the burlap, and I'm just going to tie this off on the top just to kind of keep it in place so that way I can pull the strands through. And then I did the same thing with the chevron, and then I just wrapped the regular burlap over the top of it. So now I'm just going to start taking the burlap and making loops on the outer and inner parts and making loops of the chevron on the inside. The nice thing about this stuff is that it's really super easy to work with, and you can kind of mold it however you want. So I'm just taking the burlap and pushing it through and then pulling it into a loop, and just trying to approximately get the same size on either side. And I'm doing the chevron as I go down the center, but you could do the chevron later on. So I'm just going to continue to do this. I'm just pulling it through the back and just alternating. So then I'm going to take the regular burlap and push it up and through the top loop. And then I will repeat down here on the bottom. So all I'm doing is just pushing this through. This is a simple, no real crafting talent, if I may say. I love crafts, but I'm not super talented in any particular thing. So like I say with a lot of things in life, if I can do this, you can do this too. So I'm just going to push the burlap through the bottom, and then I'm going to do another chevron loop. So this is midway through, and I'm just continuing the over and under process. Super, super easy. Just making sure to go top and bottom with the burlap, and then wrapping the chevron around the center. And I love the effect of this. I'm loving it so far. So I'm just going to work my way all the way around the outside of the wreath, get back to here and finish it off and add my little Fleur de Lis. And then it'll be ready to hang up. It's as easy as that. So I've pushed the chevron under the center, and then I'm just pulling it up through the center and making another loop, and then that just leaves the bottom part open where the burlap can come through in those holes. So I am currently on the top, so I'm going to bring the burlap down and find one of these empty holes down here, and then just push it up through that hole. Then after I've pushed it through that hole, go ahead and grab both ends. This is much easier to do with two hands, by the way. And then make a little loop down here in the bottom. Then once I have my loop down here at the bottom, the burlap is coming out the back on the bottom side, and just take it back through the top and push it through again. Pull it through to make a loop, and then I'll use both hands to kind of fluff it out and make it look better, and just keep on going. I'm about 3/4 of the way done, and one package of the chevron is going to make it around this size wreath, but I'm going to have to start using a second package of the burlap for the outside. So I think while I start using the second package of burlap, I'm actually just going to start making a smaller wreath as well. But this is about 3/4 of the way along, and I just have to finish this bottom and add my embellishment. Alright, I'm starting the second set of burlap, and I just used some of the string that actually came with it, and I'm going to use this to tie it to the wire to get it started and tie it to the other piece, and then I'm going to finish up this last little part on the wreath. It only has to go this far, so I'll probably only use about maybe 1/3 or less of this. Alright, and it is all done, so I just have to finish off the back of it. So this is where I started, and I just ended up looping the chevron kind of over that part where I started, and that keeps it all hidden. So I'm going to use some of this extra twine. I'm going to cut this off right here, and this is the end of the chevron. It was actually the perfect amount. So I'm going to cut this off and then tie these together and put these, kind of tuck these in the back like this, like so, and then this will be all finished. So there is my finished chevron wreath, and I think I'm going to add a little embellishment to this. And I just want to add the embellishment some way off to the side like this. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. It was super simple. It would have taken me like less than 30 minutes if I would have had all the supplies I needed. So for this size wreath, it's about a 16-inch wreath. I needed 2 of these burlap little spools, and those were 15 feet each. And I only probably used about 18 to 20 feet of it. I didn't use that much of the second spool. You can see that there's a bunch of this one left. But I just needed that extra to finish it off. But I really love this. And I'm not even kidding, this is what I came up with to make this reusable. So this is the front of my Fleur de Lis, and I kind of wanted to make this wreath reusable, so maybe put other types of decorations on here other than the Fleur de Lis. So I had a bunch of these extra little command hooks, and I just put the command hooks here on top and bottom and wrapped the twine in between the 2 of them. This is just the twine that came actually with the burlap. Then I'm going to put this one through, and then I'm actually going to connect the Fleur de Lis with this twine. I'm just going to tie it on to this wreath right here, and then that way the Fleur de Lis is reusable somewhere else and the wreath is reusable. I'm not hot gluing anything into it and something like that. So I kind of like this idea, and the twine should hopefully you know, kind of blend in with the burlap, and then I can kind of move it around wherever I want to. And there are the ties for the Fleur de Lis there on the back. And I think it blends in really nicely because the twine is just the same color as the burlap, obviously. You can't even tell that it's tied or anything. So that is my finished wreath. So hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing a quick, not really necessarily tutorial, but how I made this wreath. And it's the 2-tone burlap wreath. Super easy to make, super economical, and I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. So thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.